So, from Bhagavad Gita, we are starting verse 13th today of chapter 2. Please sing after me. This verse is very, very prominent where Krishna will tell that how, he will tell more, he will elaborate this topic of how we are not this body and we are soul. So, please sing after me. Dehinosmin yatha dehe
Dehinosmin yatha dehe
Kaumaram yovanam jara
Kumaram yauvanam yicharam
तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर
Tatha dehantara praptir
धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति
Tirastatra namuhyati
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा
Dehinosmin yatha dehe Kaumaram yauvanam jara
तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति
Tatha dehantara praptir Tirastatra namuhyati
Please sing.
Dehinosmin yatha dehe Kaumaram yauvanam jara
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा
Tatha dehantara praptir Tirastatra namuhyati
तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. So, in previous verse, we saw how Krishna was chastising Arjuna that, oh Arjuna, you are behaving like you are a very great scholar, but a real great scholar laments neither for living nor for dead. In next verse, Krishna was continuing that how there was no time when I was not there or you were not there or these kings were not there. So we are eternal beings, we are there from eternal time and we will be there for eternal time. So suppose a question comes that, okay, Krishna, I'm understanding. You're saying that this uh, soul never transforms. You are saying that you never transforms. So, okay, I'm understanding that you never transform, but how can I understand that Jiva, living beings, do not transform? Because we see how we are, transforming, how our body is transforming. So, we are seeing these changes day to day. So, it's difficult to understand that how living beings are also not transforming because we are seeing these transformations, these changes in the body. So on this, Krishna is saying, as the embodied soul continuously passes. Do you understand the meaning of embodied? Embodied.
Yeah, it's like incarnated.
Incarnated.
It's it's occupying. The soul
Okay.
occupies
Yes,
the
yes.
body.
Okay. Yes. So it continuously passes in this body. So just like we are uh, we are we we put these clothes on the body. So same way the soul puts on the soul there is this body. So this body is like this cloth, this garment. So yes, that's so yeah, this is what it means. Embodied soul continuously passes in this body, just like these garments we wear on the daily basis on this body. Same way, soul is also continuously passing in this body. Means from one body to another. How? From, and not like next birth. In this birth only, from boyhood to youth to old age. So boyhood means the age till 5 years. Then comes youth, and not youth, actually, it's called uh, Poganda. We heard it in yesterday also in Bhagavatam class. Mataji was explaining about Poganda is after after 5, 6 to 12 or something like that. And youth starts from, around 16, age 16, and to old age. So like that. To the soul, sorry, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. So just like right now, we are this soul, like we means we are soul, we are passing from boyhood body to youth body to old age body. So same way it passes into another body at death. Just like, if we let's think about this is very thought provoking discussion. Right now also we can see that how in this birth only, how this body is transforming. Can you imagine how I used to look when I was very young, about 2 years of age? You cannot imagine, right? No one can imagine. If, in fact, if we will see our 2 years age photograph, then we will also, get bewildered that was it really me? Right now, I look completely different. So, when I was very young, my hair was like noodles, completely noodles. When I was looking at that photo, completely noodles. So, my mother told me that she was often doing this. She was shaving my head completely so that I may, get straight hair instead of noodle hair. So she was doing this, shaving my head often. But later, she was tired. And, anyways, so yes, you can see, we cannot imagine how any person might be looking when he was in that body of 2 years of age. So right now also we can see that I am not the same person. I mean, not person. I'm not that same body. I'm not in that same body which I was in when this body was uh, of 2 years. So there is no any scope of doubting on this, because we can clearly see that where is that 2 year age body now. I have not changed, I mean soul, but this body is changing constantly. I'm not in that same body now. Where's that body? So, right now, also, when we are changing body in this life only, soon, we'll also get old. White hair will come, our teeth will fall down, and so many things will happen. But that time, we are not saying that, oh, I died. Although that body is still not there with us, this young body will not be there with us. But then also that time we are not saying that, oh, I died. So same way, when at the time of death, also soul is not dying. It's transforming. It's changing the body. A
And
sober
here,
huh? What? Yes.
just trying to work out the meaning specifically, because it says the soul similar passes into another body at death. I presume soon after death, not at the specific time?
Very good. Very good question. So, in commentary, we'll discuss, Acharya will explain that, in Krishna book also, if you read it in the very first chapter, Vasudev is explaining this point to Kansa. He was very fearful about about him leaving this body. So, Vasudev is explaining him that just like a caterpillar, as soon as a caterpillar you know comes out from that cocoon, and as soon as it puts its, what we say, legs or whatever thing is that, on another leaf, so same way it happens with us. As soon as we are leaving this body, actually next body is already ready, it's already decided what kind of body we'll get in next life. Next life means, next body, what kind of body we'll get. So as soon as we leave this body, as soon as a soul leave this body, immediately that soul gets into another body. Immediately, this action happens immediately. So it's not after death, it's at death. Immediately at that time, that soul is passing into another body.
So what
So I
about when we're,
Hmm.
because we are also praying for the our loved ones when they pass away so that they can make their journey.
Yes, so Krishna will arrange association of devotees for them somehow or other. Because see, only in human form of life, uh, I mean, we cannot say only in human form of life, but if we see other animals and birds, they do not live so long. So even if you are praying for them, and suppose by their karma they get body of any animal or bird, so after leaving that body, they'll be benefited. And first of all, in for our family and relatives, they are already getting uh, benefit because we are serving Krishna. We discussed this point earlier also. So we really don't have to worry about them. But it's okay to pray. It's nice. So, yes, I hope it's clear. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So, who is a sober person? In Hindi, we call it Dhira. Dhira or sober person uh, never bewilders about this body. So, when a sober person, a person, if he is understanding that when I am in this body, then also nothing is happening, I am not dying, and even this body is transforming, I'm seeing changes in it, so I am not dying. Even a person who is filled with illusion, full of illusion, he also knows that when he is transforming this body like this in this life only, he is not in the same body of that 2-year child. Now he is young, so he is also not lamenting that, oh, I died, now I'm no more a child. He never lament like that. So same way, even an illusioned person can understand this point, that he's not dying, it's just the transformation of body in this life. So same way, a sober person, he never get bewilders with these transformations of the body. Plus, he also never get bewilders uh, at the time of death of other people, or he's understanding, I will not die because I am an eternal being. And you know what, who is a real a person can become sober when he practice sense control. Then only then he'll be able to get that intelligence, that strength to see that how he is not this body. Otherwise, A person, if he is so much indulged in sense gratification, then he is so much convinced that I am this body. So, we cannot purchase this realization. We have to practice sense control, we have to practice bhakti. Only then we can earn these realizations that I am not this body and I am a soul, eternal being of Krishna. One cannot purchase this realization. Krishna will reveal it to us as we are serving him. So it's just this body is transforming. We are not growing. Soul is not growing. This body is growing. But any person who is bewildered like this, so he will lament. And because of that lamentation, he will not be able to fulfill his duties. Just like Arjuna was lamenting and he was not able to fulfill his duty to fight, because he was bewildered here, thinking that, oh, body will, those people will die. So that's why Krishna is, giving this knowledge, wisdom of Bhagavad Gita, so that his lament may fade away. Okay, now we will see the commentary by Sridhar Swami. Let's see. For Dehin, that is the embodied soul who identifies with the body. I hope you can see the screen. Okay. Who identifies with the body, the states of childhood and the like within Asmin, this gross body, arise solely due to the body's conditioning, not because of the soul's own nature. So, a person who is Deh Abhimani means he is identifying himself with this body. Why he's identifying himself with this body? Because he is seeing the changes in his gross body. We cannot see changes in our subtle body because it's not visible to us. But because these changes are visible in front of our eyes, people, when suppose because of some reason their skin was dull, but now if they start following healthy lifestyle, I was doing it, I had so many pimples on my face, so I started following sattvic lifestyle so that my skin may glow, I may look more glowing and fair. So because I was identifying myself with this body, so I was so much absorbed that, oh, now I will consume this smoothie, I will not do any cheat day, no junk food at all, because I have to get rid of these pimples because I'm not looking very beautiful. So, because we see these transformations of our body, these changes are visible, the changes of this gross body are visible in front of our eyes. That's why people assume themselves as this body. But it's not like because of the soul's own nature. It's not happening because of the soul's own nature. Furthermore, even as a previous state perishes and a new one emerges, the soul retains the conviction, I am not this body. So it's not like because of this soul, uh, sorry, let me read it again. Arise solely due to the body's conditioning, not because of the soul's own nature. Okay, okay, yes. So, see, this body is transforming because of its own conditioning. This body is temporary, it's its very nature that it will transform, it will change. But soul is not transforming. And because soul is there inside this body, that's why this body is transforming. Otherwise, if any person leaves this body, a person left the body, in normal words we say died, left the body, so you will see that body will not transform now. That transformation will, the transformation of that body will stop, because there is no consciousness. Are you with me? Okay. So are you getting that transformation are happening in this body because consciousness is there, soul is there. But as soon as soul departs from this body, there would be no transformation in this body. So it's not like that if in young age a person has left his body. So now that body will transform by its own till the old age. It's not like that. Immediately that body uh, will start uh, with its dissolution. So,
Mm.
like that.
Yeah, like what you explained of the physical transformation. It's a very good example. Like, for your skin, and then you wanted to improve and get healthier. So, you do certain actions, and then you are hoping to see this happening, uh, see with your eyes. But then um, there's something I was thinking about in relation to this. So, like, we we uh, do certain actions, not just because we want to be good people and we don't want to harm anybody, and we want to, if we can, not just harm, not harm the earth, but leave it like it is, because improving it, I don't know if that's possible at this point. That we do all these things, and this is somehow, um I mean, these are maybe some of the things I'm speaking about are morals, but also there are spiritual um deeds that are because we want to go back to Godhead. I mean, ideally, a living soul is, a living entity is going to do this without realizing. They just want to do good things. But then these, so where are they hanging around? Because it's like your karma. So it's identifying with what you're doing. So everyone's got their, just like people's got a different body, people got a different karma. Um,
Yes, so
and
they are getting different body even if they are human being according to their sanskara. That's why you will see, some people look like relatively they look good, they look good, they are beautiful. So that's because of their karma and their sanskara. They did some times of deeds, some kind of deeds in their past life. Because of that reason they got such body. And someone, some people get body, their complexion is very black, like very black. So it's because of their sanskara and karma.
hmm.
Whatever kind of hair we get, eyes, nose, it's because it's specifically designed in a way according to our sanskara and karma in our past life.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's a very good point that people don't always think about. Yeah, the things that we do are going, it shows. And even like people change sometimes, they look in a certain way and then time passes and they look different too. It could be also, you know, like when you're Krishna conscious, there's a radiating aspect, I've noticed. Um, but maybe my question is just very out there, or not question is just something I was wondering, like where you holding your karma? Is that floating? You know, it's like our thoughts, you know, are. yeah, maybe it's part of the subtle body. Because if our mind is in the subtle body, then, our thoughts are there. It's not our soul and it's not in our body. So the karma, it's still something that belongs to you. You can't like be a very good person and then you get back karma. Oh, I got someone else's karma. It's kind of, you know, um, do you understand what I'm getting
Yes, yes, we are eating our own soup. Like that. So, I had a question regarding this. I asked it from my instructing master that, okay, we understand that sanskaras are carrying forward from our previous life. But suppose we are, we took birth in a certain family, but, you know, the atmosphere of our family is in such a way that we change according to that also. So, very beautiful answer he gave, that it's not like sanskaras and karmas were only limited to past life. Right now also we are building some sanskaras and karmas with whatever we are doing. So if we are practicing bhakti, so we are developing sanskaras of bhakti. And sanskaras of bhakti never get destroyed. So even if we were not able to go back to Godhead in this lifetime, but these sanskaras of bhakti will carry forward in our next life, and life would be very easy. Like right now, our senses are more agitating, and other things might disturb us. But in next life, it would become very easy. We will not be getting affected with these things. But best thing is that we go back to Krishna in this life only. We should endeavor in this way only. But suppose if one was not able to go back to Krishna in this life only, so next time life would be very easy, because of he developed sanskaras of bhakti. So it's not just the past sanskaras or karma, we are also developing sanskaras and karma in this life also. And that's why you mentioned that how in this life we see that people, they look completely different. So because of their karma and sanskara, they change in that way, their body, subtle body and gross body. Soul is not changing.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's a good term, sanskara of bhakti.
Hmm.
It's it's quite specific to that. That's good. Thank you.
Okay, now let's move forward. Thus, upon the destruction of this body, a new gross body is acquired due to the conditioning of the subtle body. However, this does not result in the destruction of the soul, because soul can never be destroyed. And the interesting point, any person, when he is in a particular body, so he assumes himself that body very much. Like this happens with every living being. If a living being is in an ant's body, so that being is identifying so much with that ant's body, although he may not know that, oh, I am ant, because there is no knowledge. And ant never study, but that person is absorbed that I am an ant. Same way, let me tell you a past time. It's been a long time since we haven't discussed any story. So once Indra, because of his karma, he got a body of a pig.
Um,
And now, when he was in a body of a pig, he was so much absorbed that, oh, I am a pig. And Lord Brahma, when he saw Indradeva in that pig's body, he was so much compassionate towards him that, oh, he was a king of heaven, but now just look at his condition. He is in this body. So, Brahma, he went to Indradeva when he was in pig's body. So in Brahma told him that it's okay now. It's enough. Uh, you can free from this body and please go back to your planet, heaven planet, and rule. You continue ruling there. But because that Indradeva was so much absorbed that that he is a pig, so he said, "Oh no, no! How can I leave my wife and my kids? You know, wife and kids of female pig and piglets." So he was so much absorbed. He said, "No, no! How can I leave my wife and my uh, kids? I cannot go anywhere." So that time he was so much identifying himself with this body. Give me 1 minute. I need to plug the charger. So now Lord Brahma, he became furious. That what? What are you saying? What is this rubbish? I am delivering you from this pig's body, and you are worried about that about your family pigs, these pigs. So you know what Brahma did? He kicked uh, his wife and kids into the water. And they left their body, and yeah, that way. So you can see even Indradeva was so much absorbed that he is a pig. So this is very nature of living beings. Because of this contamination, no matter in what body they are, they assume themselves as as that body, and it's the matter of consciousness. So pig has no problem in being a pig and consuming whatever rubbish things they consume. And even in first chapter of Krishna book, first or second chapter, Kansa was also worried about this. Vasudeva was discussing this philosophy with him, that, oh, why are you worrying? Because you are an eternal soul cannot die, so why are you worried about leaving this body? So he said that, yeah, I understand this, but I am worried about my position. It's not necessary if I leave this body. So, next life, whatever I'll get, that life would be a life of a king. This is not possible. This is not compulsory, mandatory that I'll get another life, another birth also I'll get in a king's body. So, he was worried about his designation, his position as a king. So on this, Vasudeva told him that no, 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 you don't have to worry about it, because a living being, whenever he is in a particular body, he feels so much satisfied in that particular body. He has no problem at all. So, like that. So, you can see this body gives us so much uncomfort, but then also we do not feel any comfortable. We feel very much comfortable in this body. And that's why we are attached with it. On this, there was one lady. She was very old now, I mean at that time. So she was saying, one of the sannyasi of ISKCON went for preaching program. So that lady was saying, that old lady, that, oh, I want to die, I don't want to live now, I'm so old and this body gives me so much pain. So yes, I want to die now. I don't want to survive. So that sannyasi, as an humor, he told him, "Okay, you just hold those wire of current, and then you will die." So she said, "Oh no, I will not die like that. How can I die? How can I die like that?" So at that time, we can see she was so much attached with that old age body as well. She don't wanted to leave that old body as well. So this is the conditioning of the subtle body. So yes. Even um demigods also so much assuming themselves as demigods. They are not assuming that, oh, I'm eternal servant of Krishna. They are assuming themselves as demigod. That's why we saw few pastimes where Indra he was so much proud of his own position, and what he wanted to destroy Vrindavan by pouring heavy rain. And Lord Brahma also, he also got bewildered. So even these demigods, they are also so much absorbed in this consciousness that I am a demigod, I am at this position, that position. So it takes a lot to earn this realization that we are not this body and we are soul. Self realization is not very easy. It's not similar to eating chips. We need to hear every single day that we are not this body, we are soul. And only then we'll be able to uh, remember this point. Okay, let's see. We observe that even a newborn infant, so I put an image for it. Yes, we observe that even a newborn infant exhibits instincts such as suckling due to impressions carried over from previous life. So, yes, you can see even that small infant, newborn infant knows where he need to uh, consume milk from. No one has educated him or her that, oh, you need to drink water from your mother's breast. No, uh, because of his impressions carried from the previous life. Which impressions? Impressions of sense gratification. So that child knows that I need to drink from my mouth. He will never drink from his eye, or he will never put that milk bottle in his ear, isn't it? He very much knows that I need to suck uh, the milk from my mother's breast from my mouth. So these impressions carried forward from previous lives. Impressions of sense gratification. And this is, again, sanskara, which are there in subtle body. It's similar to email, because you don't use telegram or even messenger. Also, you can understand this from messenger. So if you suppose you changed your mobile phone, and now you need to install messenger on your mobile phone so that you may connect with me. So you will see, as soon as you will reinstall messenger in your mobile phone, so you will see that our previous chats will also be visible to you, isn't it?
Obviously.
They will not get deleted if you uninstall the messenger. So same way here, these sanskaras do not delete just by you know uh, transforming in another body. These sanskaras are carried forward. We can we are carrying, we are continuing from whatever we did in our past life. So I hope this messenger example makes sense here. Therefore,
Yep.
a wise person is not deluded by the birth and death of the body. That is, they do not believe that the soul itself undergoes birth or death. And please try to understand, when we are talking about this sanskara, whatever activities we do on the daily basis, that, uh, the impression of those daily activities impressed on our heart or mind very much, whatever we are doing on the daily basis. These are called sanskaras, impressions, which become so imprinted in our mind or in our subtle body. And
Mm.
especially, we just discussed these sanskaras of bhakti, they never get destroyed. So we should try to invest more and more of our time in building in developing these sanskaras.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that's the answer. I was wondering yesterday um, that we are affected. So it's those that's a very good word, the impressions, like an imprint that is uh, stays with you. So
Yes.
yeah, that makes sense. Thanks.
Yes. So you can see a wise person or a dhira understands this very much, that even this we that he can visibly the transformations of the body, the changes in our body are visible, but because of illusion, person identifies himself as his body. But a dhira or a sober person, a wise person, he never get bewilders. So to try to understand, a wise person is not that person who who got lots of degrees or who did phd, because that phd person is also so much identifying himself with this body. So it requires heavy training, very heavy training, to get to get to this realization, then I'm not this body. This phd, this degree, that degree cannot give this realization. And Prabhupada also says this: what is the difficulty in accepting that I am soul? Are we not conscious? You tell me. Right now, are you watching a movie or are you watching any advertisement here? Or you are conscious that you are here in Bhagavad Gita class, in a session where we discuss Bhagavad Gita. So you are conscious. When you touch yourself, so are you not uh, experiencing something when you're touching yourself? And now you touch, whatever is there, anything, your laptop you can touch, or your desk you can touch. So you are experiencing that touch, you are feeling that touch, but this desk cannot feel any touch because this desk is not conscious. So this is, there is no scope of doubt. We can understand that we are conscious, we are soul. So there is no difficulty in accepting that we are not this body, we are soul, because we can experience, we can feel. You know, Prabhuji was giving this example that when his father was no more, so here in India, uh, we perform a ceremony at the time of death where they burn the bodies. When a person left the body, so they burn, instead of digging they burn the body. So he was mentioning that when I went to burn my own father's body, so you know uh, wind was flowing at that time, and that fire touched his hand, Prabhuji's hand, and he was shaken that, oh, my hand is burning. But he was able to see that his father, even though he was burning, he was not feeling any sensation, or he was not shaking, because that body was not conscious now. There was no consciousness. That's why there was no any movement or sensation in that body. But he was able to experience that burning sensation in his hand when he got in touch with the fire. So this was very beautiful example, that how we can see how we are soul and not this body, because we are conscious. So we need to understand, I need to understand this. You, yourself. I need to understand that this bondage which we have, that I am this body, this conviction that we have that I'm this body, I need to work on it so that it may loosen and loosen. It may not get more tight. So I need to, practice all those things which are in favor for my self realization as an eternal servant of Krishna. So I need to practice that. Now we will move forward to the commentary of Srila Ramanujacharya. So it's similar. Let's see, there is some difference. Just as a wise person does not grieve when the embodied soul within a body transitions from childhood to youth and subsequent stages, recognizing that the soul remains constant and unchanged, similarly, one who understands that the soul remains immutable during the transition from one body to another does not grieve. So, this is the quality of a sober man. Therefore, the soul is eternal and not a subject for grief. The duty of the living soul, which despite being subject to eternal karmas, is related to the bodies according to those karmas. So, see, here Ramanujacharya is mentioning this point. Soul is eternal, but his karmas are also eternal. Eternal means it's coming from the time uh, which is not, there is no beginning of that time. Eternal means that. So eternal means the time which has gone. But as soon as a person starts practicing bhakti, now his karma will no more be eternal. So right now when we are practicing bhakti on the day to day basis, we are destroying these karmas, these sanskaras. You know, every day when we are practicing Krishna consciousness, we are hitting a hammer on our sanskaras, bad sanskaras, karmas of our previous life. So, whatever, sense gratification, whatever desires we had in our previous life, according to that, a person indulge in those sense gratification in this life also. So, you can, easily understand this with an example. There are two kids from the same parent, but they both have completely different nature. Why? Because of their past sanskaras and karmas. So you will see, like in my house, I love chocolate flavor, but my mother don't like chocolate flavor. I don't know why. So different sanskaras, although we are, member of same family, but and I am her daughter, but she don't like chocolate flavor and I like chocolate flavor. So because I like chocolate flavor, so because of these sanskaras and my desires of consuming chocolate, I don't consume market chocolate, in case you doubt. I make my own healthy chocolate uh, meals at home, ISKCON friendly, because in market we get chocolates which are filled with caffeine. Anyways, so yes, so because I have such desires and sanskaras of consuming chocolate, so I will indulge in consuming more chocolate and more chocolate. And that way, when I'm consuming more chocolate, so that sanskara is building even more. That impression is building, imprinting even more. So, because we have any specific desire, then only we work on it. Isn't it? So, Ramanujacharya is telling this over here that despite being subject to eternal karmas is related to the bodies according to those karmas, their only duty is that in order to get rid of the bondage, they should continue performing the self characterized classical acts of war through those bodies without any reward, and consider the combination of senses and objects which give pleasure and pain due to cold temperance as inevitable and tolerate them until the end of the Classical karma. Classical is not the right meaning. This chat GPT, puts anything, but it's not classical karma. It's, whatever karma he do.
Original,
Hmm?
original karma. It's really referring to the
Yeah, original.
original
Yeah,
karma.
yeah, whatever impressions he had, and according to that, he was doing the karma. So, yes, Ramanujacharya is explaining here that in whatever ashrama a person might be, he 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 should be in that ashrama, but he should perform his duties in a way, their duty in a way, so that they may get rid of this bondage and they may realize themselves who they really are. So, we already know our duties to satisfy Krishna. But, he's also telling about Varna Ashrama, that if any person is assuming himself a Grahasti, so he perform his Grahastha duties. But how? Without any reward. Now, what does that mean? Without any material reward, without any material desires, that, oh, if I am doing this karma, so I may get this material thing, that material possession, this material designation. Without these material desires, but one should have desire for realizing self. And one should, understand this. If one will not perform his duties in this way, so time is passing away very fastly with a great speed. And, you know, if we will not perform our duties, if we will not be conscious about Krishna, if we will not do things to please Krishna, so time is passing. And then we will have to leave this body. And again, and again, a new chapter will start from the beginning, next body. So, do you live in your own house or do you live on rent?
I rent a house that is
Okay,
divided.
so okay. So you have experience of changing house, right? So it's very uncomfortable to change house. We need to, you know, what uh, shift. We need to shift our belongings, whatever things we possess. We need to shift our belongings to the new house. It's so much hard work, isn't it? And it's very uncomfortable situation that, we need to shift everything again to a new house, then again new house. So like that, it's very uncomfortable situation when, we again have to start a new chapter in the new life. Again, we need to do whatever we were doing earlier in this life, whatever we did in past. So it's very uncomfortable. So one have to perform his duties in a way so that he may liberate himself from this, you know shifting things. I hope you're getting.
Yeah,
And
and
yeah.
to um, it's so much work.
Yes, much work. Right now, let me tell you, my grandmother, maternal grandmother, she bought a house because she had a desire to buy a big house. So she bought it, but later, she didn't like it, so she sold it again, and now she is living in a rented house. And
Huh?
she was saying she's so much trouble for her because she's possessing so many things. Although she's single lady, there is no other person with her, she's single, but then also she's possessing so many things. And now, it's a very big headache for her to shift those things again to a rented house. Then again, she'll buy a new house again. Then again, she'll shift. So it's a very hard work. And she was also saying that it's a big headache for me. But then also, she's doing all these things. So this shows that, I mean, a
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, there are some um, can be fun and entertaining when sometimes you want to decorate and you have ideas, or you want to, I want to put these clothes here, I want to put these books here. You think of colors, all that. It can be very nice. But then, yeah, like what you're saying, when time passes and as we get older, we get more things, and there is more to. It can become um like a big um it's like a big commitment and almost like a duty that needs to be done, and it's there pressing. I have to do this. So I understand, you know um in our lives we want to um set ourselves free.
Yes. So this is what it is. So we should try to, liberate, free ourselves from, whatever is binding us in this world. We should be conscious enough that what things may bind me again in this world, and from because of that reason, I have to start a new chapter again. So one should be conscious enough because we are conscious beings, so we can have such consciousness to become conscious of we need to do. So, we'll discuss one more commentary by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti. It's very small, then we'll stop. Let's see. If the question arises that since the body becomes an object of, I mean, are you okay or is it too much? We can continue tomorrow if it's too much.
Time wise,
Hmm?
um yeah, the last few days we've had a very extensive time meeting. Yeah,
So
we
it's
can, we
okay,
can
we can
finish
continue
this
tomorrow.
one. We can finish it. It looks short.
It might look short, but when we are discussing, so it may be long.
Uh,
So it's okay, we can continue tomorrow because
yeah,
we
we
are not
can.
we are not covering any course. We are, understanding concepts nicely. So it's okay, we can continue tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, so with this, we'll conclude here. And if you wish to add something, then you can go ahead.
Um, I think it's all good. Yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate all these examples and the how the scripture becomes available now with what we have at our access. Yeah, yeah, you're good with new technology. um, yeah, that's the good, that you can use it for Krishna consciousness. It's also very nice.
Okay, so thank you so much for your time and association. We'll stop here now. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki,
Jai,
Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai
Jai.
Krishna.